Hi, I am Lorenzo Antonio Domitita of OnBase IT1 Plattech, and today we're going to talk about the BlackBerry operating system. So BlackBerry, what is BlackBerry? So BlackBerry OS is a smartphone operating system that was created by BlackBerry Limited, which before was known as RIM, or as Research in Motion, which is a Canadian company founded by Mike Lazaridis and Douglas Frayne in 1984. As years progressed, RIM was renamed to BlackBerry Limited, in which just it's not just include hindi ko lang it includes a slide, but uh, the reason why BlackBerry came to be was because of the design of the keyboard in the BlackBerry devices. The BlackBerry buttons on the keyboard uh had this round shape, and considering it's black, it somewhat gave off a blackberry resemblance, hence BlackBerry was named. Then in 2013 as well, BlackBerry OS 10 was released in order to revive the company, in which in 2015 BlackBerry ultimately switched to an Android based operating system, which was provided by Google in their latest phones. So here are the first two phones that were created by RIM. So first was the BlackBerry 850 pager in 1999, which main purpose or main feature was to be able to send email wirelessly. Then next was the BlackBerry 5810, 2002. What this was able to do was that it was able to have a phone function to it, in which users were able to call people, and it was only able to be done with the use of a headset device, which in this case you could see a picture of a earphones was connected by a 3.5 millimeter jack. Now, the BlackBerry 6710 was also released in the same year, in which it did not require any hardware device of a audio for a call to be done. Unlike going back to the previous slide, the BlackBerry 5810 needed a headset device or microphone device in order for a phone call to be done. In the BlackBerry 6710, its speakers and microphone were built into the phone itself, which made the user experience much more convenient for people to use. Then in 2004, the BlackBerry 7290, which showcased the first colored display for the BlackBerry. Then, as years progressed, the BlackBerry Bold was the most notable form of BlackBerry device that was used among people. And it is important to mention that the BlackBerry phone was used primarily by business people in the corporate world, and it made its reputation in the business industry. So some features of the BlackBerry devices, which the BlackBerry OS supports, is first the QWERTY design of keyboard. So like a normal computer keyboard, it allowed the users to have a full length, full scale keyboard in the palm of their hands. So users would use their thumbs or whatever form that seems convenient to them to type on the device, as well as that display screens were added. So the display screens added more user user experience. It helped in making it much more convenient to navigate through different options. Then, as stated earlier, wireless emailing was one of the main flagship features of BlackBerry. So moving on to the process management. So for the process management, BlackBerry initially used a command processor in which it receives and execute OS commands. Its command is displayed if a command is displayed in the command processor, it determines if the command is valid or not. So if it is valid, it will execute the command. If it is not valid, it will display an error message showing that this command is unexecutable. We cannot do this, or an error, simply an error. Then, as well as that, the BlackBerry OS uses a preemptive, sorry for the typo, preemptive multitasking kernel, in which it is capable of executing many tasks by using a round-robin scheduling technique. For the process management as well, it uses the QNX neutrino kernel, which gives a priority, in which the highest thread priority will always outweigh the lowest priority thread, and it will run first in terms of executables to be made. In terms of memory management, the BlackBerry OS is capable of managing memory through the JVM. So it is important to note here that the JVM was not only used for the memory management, but it was also used in the first forms of the BlackBerry OS. So in the BlackBerry 7.0, the JVM was used as its kernel. So we'll discuss that later on. But in terms of memory management, the JVM, the Java Virtual Machine, allowed the BlackBerry device to allocate memory, perform garbage collection, and automatically swap data between system RAM and flash memories. It's like swap file type of idea. Then the BlackBerry OS is also capable of paging, which allocates memory into different partitions for organization. So it separates it into like files, subfiles, and so it's like an organizational tool. For storage management, the BlackBerry device the storage capability depends on the BlackBerry device, right? So in the early BlackBerry device, for example, the BlackBerry 850 pager, it was only able to hold at least 4 MB of data. But then in one of the most notable BlackBerry device, the BlackBerry Bold 9700, it is capable of storing 256 megabytes of data. Now, it is not just limited to that. As years progress, the features of the BlackBerry device progressed as well as its OS capabilities in terms of storage management, which allowed for the use of an SD card or micro SD cards to be inserted. Specifically, those SD cards are capable of interpreting or reading FAT16 or FAT32 file types, or correction, file types. And it uses a hierarchical file system. For the device management, within the OS itself, there's not specific drivers. There's no drivers to be used and such, unlike normal computers. But then it is capable of recognizing different devices through the help of its different connection capabilities. For example, the BlackBerry 5810, as stated earlier, was able to use a device of a headset in order to make calls by using a 3.5 millimeter jack, as well as that some BlackBerry devices has SD card slots, which allowed for storage devices to be used. So that is another form of device management. And I think one of the most used feature in terms of device management for the BlackBerry would be the Bluetooth connection, which allowed more devices to be used in terms of wireless headsets at the time, and which made it more accessible and open to other devices. So here are the hardware requirements for the BlackBerry OS. So in terms of hardware requirements, there are no since as the years progress, technology progressed as well. BlackBerry, I just picked two BlackBerry devices. First was the first device, the BlackBerry 850 pager, and the second was the BlackBerry Bold 9700. So you could see here that the BlackBerry 850 pager was very how do you say it, was very weak in terms of hardware capabilities compared to the BlackBerry Bold. It says here it's only capable of storing 4 megabytes of data, and its screen resolution of only 132 by 65 pixels. While if we compare it to a BlackBerry device that is 10 years from then, it is now capable of having 256 megabytes of data and having a much bigger screen resolution of 480 by 360 pixels. Now, it is also important to note here that the processors depends per device. So the BlackBerry OS, in terms of hardware requirements, focuses on what type of device it is. So type of kernel. So as stated earlier, BlackBerry OS 7.1 used the Java Virtual Machine kernel, in which in 2013, when BlackBerry switched to the BlackBerry OS 10, it used the QNX Neutrino kernel. The QNX Neutrino kernel uses a core POSIX features in which it is suited for the BlackBerry OS since the BlackBerry OS is a smaller device, which means a QNX kernel being a microkernel offers more efficiency and reliable, which affects performance for the device. The QNX microkernel has also seen a reduction in the code required to be used for the kernel to be called, which means it can execute codes faster and it could call the kernel faster. So there will be less lag time when using the device. So type of shell. So actually, the first device itself, you could technically classify it as a GUI because it has its own logos and such. But then you could also classify it as a CLI because in order for you to interact with the device, you have to use a keypad and enter certain codes, letters, words. But then as years progressed, uh, BlackBerry leaned onto a GUI, a graphical user interface type of shell, which made the user experience much more better, definitely. And with the introduction of touchscreens, it allowed the GUI, touchscreens and color displays, it allowed the GUI to be much more diverse and have more options for the users to use. For the security protection, BlackBerry OS security principles are designed to keep and protect user data safe. So it uses different security technique principles like encrypting using RSA, then authentication of this information, as well as that uses preventive safety measures like it having a firewall, having a intrusion detection system, and a anti-theft system, meaning that if the device were to be stolen, the BlackBerry can be remotely wiped out of its data in case it was lost, so to prevent what do you call this, to prevent data theft. As well as that, in terms of security, from one of this an article online, it stated that the BlackBerry OS 7 was rated the most secure OS on the market, outweighing the iOS and other mobile device OSs. So it's also important to note here that BlackBerry took security as one of its main focuses developing this OS because BlackBerry OS, as stated earlier, is a device, or BlackBerry is a device that is notable or was known for its reputation in the business industry, which holds a lot of information and private information that are important to some people. It being matched with the microkernel allowed it to be able to much more secure those data. So in terms of security, BlackBerry OS is secure, especially the latest versions of its OS, like the BlackBerry OS 10. So here, my friends, that is my presentation in terms of the BlackBerry OS. I hope you understood something from it. And yeah, thank you for your time.